This video is to show you the complete freaking nonsense that you have to go through in order to protect your intellectual property, which includes content creators' stuff. So the fact is that you do have to do a lot in order to prevent your stuff from being used without your permission. And I was not going to record this because then I'm exposing like all of the stuff where I've cleverly done what bigger companies usually do, which is create little ecosystems where one DBA is actually under a bigger company name. But the fact is that it will actually probably help me in terms of being fully transparent in the way that all these companies are tied to each other. And my real estate is indirectly tied to all of this, but I still recommend reading that book, Stop Sitting on Your Assets, so that there's never any equity in any of your real estate. And in fact, people would stand to lose to try to sue you for your physical real estate. So I'm doing what I have to do in order to protect my digital real estate, right? So this is day one of revisiting all of this stuff. By far my not favorite stuff to do. Usually people pay lots of money to lawyers, or they pay places like this, Zen Business, which I have used to file for my LLC. They make it pretty easy, and they do send me reminders, and that's what I appreciate about them. I'm not sponsored by them. So far I've had a good experience. There's a lot of other ones. I was using a different company, but I always felt gouged, and maybe they were pretty good, but I just feel like this Zen Business that I got funneled into through my GoDaddy domain registration stuff made it a lot easier for me personally, and it might just be that they have a better workflow in their websites that made it more accessible to me than the other one that required like more phone calls and stuff like that. So all that said, the reason I'm doing this is because I am actually someone on one of my YouTubes recommended that I do this also. Let's see if we can see over here. So Reverie State 78, thank you for your suggestion. So he or she was also suggesting that I make capital by patenting my innovations and licensing my IP under a software company. That's already done, homie. Thanks for your suggestion. That's what I was letting them know here. So I am, the IP part, it's a little bit more tricky because you have to prove that there's an innovative way algorithmically. So that, of course, is already, like, I'm having to obfuscate my code to do that part, which is fine. I can do that tomorrow. But what I am showcasing here is, in case there are other content creators, right? If you don't stop and take the time to like trademark your stuff and copyright your stuff, you have possibly still a case, but not as strong of a case. I am not a lawyer. I am not pretending to give legal advice, but I have gotten stuff done with using AI and exercising my rights as a Texan to get to file stuff myself. So all of this stuff that I'm filing right now, it's a pain. It's a complete like, oh my God, like if people like doing secretarial tasks, this is probably like a new job that can be created, as AI continues to roll out more. This is not my favorite thing to do because it goes into so many different steps, but I'm going to show you like the way that I'm getting this done. This will probably end up being a pretty long video because you have to like report all this stuff. So I am picking up on here where I did not know this. I actually, I feel like sometimes this is the way universe protects me because I wasn't going to even look into my Zen Business stuff. I thought everything was fine since I don't check my emails anymore. I thought it was fine, but it turns out that I actually am late on the Corporate Transparency Act. So if you registered your LLC past January 1st, 2024, and I think mine is registered literally on January 1st or the 11th, something like that. It's like a really specific date I gave them that I picked out, like, because in numerology it aligned with some business stuff, because I don't know, why not, right? But anyway, the fact is that I'm late applying for this, so they'll take care of it for me for a fee, of course, which I think is fair because I don't want to have to spend all day trying to track down like the stuff that they're doing for me. And then I feel a little bit more protected when it's like a bigger company that claims that this is how they're protecting me, right? So it's kind of like when I file my taxes, I pay the extra fees to the I can't remember. I don't remember who I file under, but I pay them the extra fee so that they cushion the blow in case something didn't get filed correctly. It's on them and not on me. So I really rely on bigger companies to take care of their side, which all ties back into the whole Tradewinds AI thing. If you've seen some of the other videos, like I have a smoking gun where there was something that happened with intellectual property where they assured people like me that they were protecting our ideas from other companies and corporations, and it turns out that there was either a leak or they're not being transparent or there's a mole in there. And I think the mole is the big L. But that's why I ended up making this video. So I'm gonna try to stay focused because I don't want to spend my life filling out a piece of paper for one thing. I think that that's where people don't understand, like AI is supposed to make everything easier and faster for all of us, right? So when people assume that I have like this one thing that I built and it's my life's passion, like no man, like I am really competent and I focus on a lot of things at once. It might be because I'm a girl, so if you don't know how to code like a girl, I'm sorry, right? But I think that that's part of the discrimination that happened, and I did get confirmation from one of my folks that I was applying for that opportunity with the government with. Like we both feel like we were discriminated against, right? And she's also a female. So I keep bringing that up because that's why I'm doing this. Like I am stopping to make sure that I've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, so that as I'm putting out this content and as I make more tools to help more people, if I am a sitting duck and someone tries to steamroll me again, like I have more tools in my tool belt to say like, no, like this is mine. You can't just pretend like you came up with this and then take it, or take my opportunities because I'm a veteran and I worked for these opportunities, right? So this isn't just about me. If there are other veterans, that want to get to participate in bigger opportunities like contracts and stuff, right? Like we're supposed to get like a little bit of a safety net around us in terms of getting those opportunities, because we've already contributed parts of our life for everybody else, right? Like that's supposed to be some of the trade-offs. And I'm not saying that because I'm a veteran I should get opportunities, but I am saying that because I'm a veteran, like I am going to file this. There's been other cases where myself and another veteran really felt slighted by something that we were promised and something that we were doing, and I signed a non-disclosure, right? And I'm not going to go into those details, but because that veteran and I like banded together and we were like, no, you promised us this, but we didn't get this, and we're still not getting what you promised us. Like it's not okay. So we did file through the Veterans Administration a report. Then they actually cleaned up their act, and subsequently other veterans are not getting kind of like sold snake oil or bamboozled by whomever it was that did whatever they did. So I'm just saying, like, this works. This isn't just about me. If you're a content creator and you're like, they shouldn't be taking my stuff, well, this is annoying, but this is why people that own businesses like get a bigger cut of the pie, because it's a lot of work to do this. This is soul sucking. So let's just get on with it, right? And let me continue to fill this out. And I am doing this like on YouTube. I was gonna include this in the courses that I built, right? The ones because I was about to file for the copyright for them, but then it came up like, okay, so am I copywriting under my parent company, which is anonymous in New Mexico, and it's AI-Architect space LLC, all capital letters. So that's my anonymous company, because in New Mexico, it's one of the states where you can file anonymously, right? So much for anonymous, right? And then in Texas, I have AI-Architects, LLC. And then I also am going to file for DBA for my YouTube handle, which I was going to change because you can actually change them, but I might as well just keep agi.kitchen, because when I go on sites, people call me AGI. So, and of course I did that on purpose, but I want to make sure that I get anything that I put under my YouTube handle. So I guess I'm not going to be able to change this handle anymore, since I'm already like committing to that in stone. And then also when you go to my websites, and all of my logos and stuff are under, well, I'll show you here. Okay. I'll show you here, AI Architect. So everything that I do is under this URL right here. And this is the logo that I use on the top left. So I'm going to make sure that everything that I do is going to fall under one of those two. So the creative content that I'm going to make, right? I'm going to allow to fall under probably agi.kitchen as I post stuff on YouTube. And there is a law that says that as long as you say, hey, this is copyrighted by me, like it is understood that you're saying this is something that I made myself, right? And then you can take it further and then go back and add to your collection of things that you've copyrighted. And that can be a pain if you're uploading video after video every day, right? Then that can be a real pain if you don't have somebody doing that for you, and it costs a certain fee every time you do that. But what you can do is submit a collection and then add to the collection at the end of the year, and you can or whenever you want, and then you don't have as much protection if you don't have video by video protected, but you have more protection. You have the segue into your right to protect your content if you begin to file at all. So I am using AI to protect myself from AI, which is kind of funny, right? But it's kind of like the AI itself is not good or bad. It's not the devil or an angel. It's just like, how do you choose to wield that sword? And I've always known this, and it might be because I have Mayan roots. So it's like the ocean. The ocean is neither good nor bad. It's just the ocean, right? And I can either harvest its power to generate electricity, or I can use it, or it can decide to move a certain way and drown a ton of people, or I can make sure that I don't build on top of the shoreline because I know that the wave is coming soon. And that's what I'm doing right now. So if you need it in an analogy, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, right? So because I see now that the shoreline has moved inward, in by way of like these companies are steamrolling ideas, right, by stealing them essentially. But if you're a white collar sociopath like I am, right, like you understand that you also have to like play the game by the rules of the game. And right now the rule is I need to be able to have filed this, right? So now they're asking me like, what did I file under? So I need to make sure that these are included as DBAs. In order to include them as DBAs, I need to make sure that for myself, I'm in Texas. So I want to make sure that I file under the state of Texas, not under the county of El Paso, because if I file in the state of Texas, it actually becomes a lot easier to then integrate other stuff into it. And I happen to read really fast, so I apologize to anybody that can't keep up, or if what I say does not go in order, but I'm a girl and I don't think in linear terms. I think like a fucking architect, right? So everything is like a machine that moves with gears. And if you're overseeing a machine, like you can't stop to think about one little detail at a time, right? And that is essentially what I feel was the main discriminatory action that was taken against myself and Sonia in our submission process, is that they probably don't have someone on their board that evaluated us. So that is considered overreach by the government by assigning a company to make the decisions about who gets contracts and who doesn't. That is one of the things that I am going to file as I complete that lawsuit, right? And I have successfully filed pro se before, so we shall see how that turns out. But right now, let's just make sure that you're understanding that's why I'm doing all this, right? And that I'm understanding also, because it helps me to say it with words instead of just in my head. But that's why I'm doing this. I gotta stay motivated. This is so scary. It's so scary to go up against a big company. It was so scary to have the confidence. No, I knew that I had a good product, but it's so scary to go up against a big company. It's so scary to put it out there in the world like, hey, I'm suing this massive company and I'm just little old me over here, And, and people are like, oh, you should just try to sell your stuff. It doesn't matter how many times I try to sell my stuff if companies like this are just going around ripping all of us off, right? So if you're a content creator, like this is the smoking gun. Like from an engineer's perspective, I have like all the proof. So now I'm dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's. And so over here, in order for me to be able to file a DBA, I have to actually first ask for an account to be able to file stuff. So I just saw the email that I got from them. So now I'm going to go get the email that I got from them. And if you saw the video that I was on where I was talking yesterday, like literally somebody tried to like conduct a cyber attack on me, like in the middle of me, like filming another video. So if I have to drop off, just know that that's why. Okay, so then here's my user ID. And if somebody goes on here and like tries to, like make it harder and harder by, I guess, like conducting like more cyber attacks, that's crazy. And interestingly, I just now got a text from my ex, who's actually a roofer, who actually used to be a male model in Las Vegas. And yesterday I called him and I was crying and I was like, oh, like look what they did. Like I don't know what to do. What do I do? And he was like, nobody messes with baby. And so, and he was like, if they mess with you, mess with them back. And that's the kind of support I need. I don't need some wishy-washy like, oh, just think about what you're doing and try to work out with them. No, I don't need any of that shit. Like this is fucking hardcore. Like if you're a gladiator, this is like the version of a female going to war, right? If you're like, to put it in a man's perspective, if you're a gladiator that's about to go face Goliath, would you want your tribe or your people to be like, oh, just try to talk to the lion or who did Goliath fight, to the giant, and just like think about the way you come off and try to get your emotions under control? Would you want that? Like if you're about to go to war? No, that doesn't help. That doesn't help me at all. Like literally I'm facing like the biggest company ever, right? But I have like legit proof that what they did was wrong. So if there are people that don't want like these AI companies to like just be able to rape and pillage all of us, well then please be a little bit supportive of the fact that this is already really hard. And but I'm gonna do it anyway, because if I don't, I won't be able to look at the person in the mirror, and I have to be able to look at the person in the mirror these days, every day, right? So then I'm gonna make sure that I log into there. Okay, so I'm logging into the thing, and let's see. So yeah, that's the thing about these things is like, it's just like when you're trying to get the thing done and then it just makes you go in circles. Okay, so then I am just making sure that I take that login ID and that I log in correctly. Oh my God, you know what the new being a lawyer thing is understanding overly complicated websites that like purposefully make it really hard for people to get things done. Like that's the new job that's being created by these companies, I think. Okay, so then, this is so annoying. All right, so I'm just trying to get back to the Texas website that is supposed to make it easy for me to file for this. Okay, so it looks like I found it. Okay, so it looks like it is this website right here. Oh, in Texas, at least. Okay, upload new business documents. So now, yep, okay, so then I need to create an ID. Okay, so I'm gonna say that I forgot my password. Well, actually, let me see if maybe it actually automatically directs me for more information. Okay. Just gonna say forgot my password. Okay, yeah, so then you wanna say you forgot your password right here. You're gonna say you forgot your password with the ID that they send you, and then you can click next. And then you can submit your request to set your password. And maybe this isn't the right way, the best way, but this is the way that got it done. So I'm just using like hacker style stuff so that I can just get through this crap, so like, because I almost feel like it's meant to be soul draining. Okay, so then now we wait for the email to get to us so that we can actually set a password and get into their website. And this video is already almost 20 minutes long, so I also need to go to the gym today, so I don't want to be here forever. And it might take a bit for them to send me the email for this. Okay, looks like I have it now. All right, so let's just get this done. So I'm gonna click on the link to reset my password. Okay, so then I'm just gonna use a strong password. Okay, so then now I can log into SOS Direct, and okay, so I've set my password, and let me show you the screen again. So here is where I've set my password. And if you are using like Chrome or something to restore your stuff, make sure that you often download all of your bookmarkers and all your credentials and things like that, right? Because even mine, like even though I use my fingerprint, so someone would have to come and kill me and I guess like, or maybe not kill me, maybe just take my fingerprint, right? Like I still have MFA, right? So it would take like an effort. So then here we have to make sure that we have this information correct. I just moved it off the screen because I don't want my, I mean, you can find me pretty easily. All right, so then I'm just going through the motions of filling in stuff. Like they ask you for your credit card a lot, and I know like that surprise witness, like she's talked about how she tried to access Texas records, and she's like they ask you to supply your credit card. I think she said something about how like that, how crazy that is. I agree, but like right now I need to get this done, so I'm kind of like, what am I gonna do? Stop and, you know, contest that they're wanting my credit card again? Okay, so then looks like I correctly entered all my address stuff. Okay, so now I am actually finally logged into the SOS website, Secretary of State, not the Save Our Ship, but the Secretary of State. So I am logged in, and then now I can see like how do I make sure that these two are filed as DBAs. This is my session code. Please make note of the session code so that you may review your briefcase. All right, so then I'm going to create a document where I am saving all of this stuff because it does come in handy later. So I have to now navigate over here, and this is why it is critical to not be a linear thinker, because how do you even get through all this bullshit, you know? Like if you're someone who can't, like, I don't know what the word is, like juggle multiple balls in the air at the same time. So this is how I know that I do have to file. And please note this, like I am going to do some little investigation into the Big Al's claims under the reasons why, what did he call it? I can't remember, but Leopold, like there is some association between Leopold and filing for some kind of weapons things and the Tradewinds AI platform and OpenAI, and the way that they publicly listed that they're now doing such and such. Okay, like there is definitely now a very concrete connection there. So if he is indeed going around claiming that he's some kind of some kind of like a venture capitalist, right, which is what he is alluding to, according to someone else that has uncovered a little bit of who they are and what they're doing, then that is the other smoking gun. So, you know, Al Capone and P. Diddy, like, they got taken down because of taxes. And when I was watching some videos about, you know, how like when men do wrong by women, how in the old days, like the group of men would get together and like beat the shit out of the guy that was like doing wrong by women, you know. And when I was in the Navy, like my shop, the AT shop, right, like they took care of something for me in that same way. And so when you're facing these big corporations, the way you face them is through taxes, right? When you face these bullies that are going around like basically raping and pillaging all of us, right? Like that is how you face them. You wait till you have a smoking gun, and then you get together and then you file something, which is what that 5-person filing against Mr. Beast was the other day, right? Like you find enough people that have the balls to like stand up to them, and you go get your shit done that way, right? So that is why I'm doing all of this, so that as I move forward with that, it's not a big deal, and it's clear why, and it's clear how, and there's no question about it. So you know, make sure if you're like not, if you're understanding, I'm saying like if you want to be protected, like you better do the thing that gets you protected, you know, because it's scary enough to go against these big huge companies, but they really can legally claim, well, that person never actually copyrighted their material. So my suggestion is like, and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not giving you legal advice, it's just what I'm doing for myself based on my ability to read and ingest a shit ton of data and information and store it in my head, like I guess Rain Man style, more than almost anybody I've ever known, is like put on your YouTube videos like a little watermark that says copyrighted by, and then whomever you're going under, and then either I'm gonna trademark it and copyright it, and also like start with the IP filing for some of this stuff. So then I'm gonna go back over here, right, and then I'm gonna make sure that I have the place where I'm saving all of my documents, and the way that I get to there is by doing this. So then, yeah, so like sometimes it's kind of annoying to like figure out how to save all your documents a little bit. Yeah, I have a lot of tabs, but I do know where they are. Okay, so then, let's see. So then I want to go and start a new folder. And so, yeah, you can see all my stuff here. Of course you can. So that, to me, it's not as, I need to also make sure that I actually also include that one. So the more you include, the more it starts to cost you. But you know, it is what it is. So then this needs to be digital pirates.media. Okay, so those are the 3 that I am going to use, and that's it. Digital pirates.media, because there are 3 different things that I am doing. So I'm posting content for agi.kitchen. I am well, I guess those two start to blend into each other. But this is where I sell stuff, and AGI Kitchen is where I just make stuff. So I guess I'll keep them both. And then aiarchitects.cloud is where I do like more of the engineering stuff. So we're just gonna do this. So we're just gonna add all 3, and I'm just gonna like suck it up and pay the fees, because each one is I think $50 or something like that. And I do very closely monitor my expenses, and that's why I can't make stuff for free, because I need to make sure that I can cover all this kinds of stuff. So then let's go back to our folders over here. Okay, so then now we have, so if somebody wanted to hack into like my stuff, like that's cool, because I also save everything to multiple places. So then I am going to make a new folder. So let's see, AI Architects LLC, right? And then we're gonna create this folder, and then we're gonna put all our legal filings in here. New folder, legal filings. Let's create that folder. Okay, and then inside of here, we're gonna file our DB. I think that let's just create a Google Doc, and then we're gonna save all of this information. This is like a fintech kind of thing, fintech stuff. I don't remember what it was called. I'll like find out in a minute and then save this correctly. And then over here, and this video is already 30 minutes, so I might not finish all the way through to the end with this. If you're somebody that wants help with all of this, right? Please DM me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is always in all of my videos in the descriptions and on my profile. I can't help you, but obviously this is really time consuming and really patience heavy, right? So I can help you to a certain degree. The less I have to go get like a real job and do stuff for other people, the more I can help like individuals, one person at a time, and then create some kind of automation that helps more people more easily, right? So basically using the sword of AI against the AI itself, or the people that built the sword, whatever. But yeah, I do need to start working again probably next week. So I might be not as available if I have to get like a real, if I have to go get a job, right? I might not be as available, but hopefully I can get this stuff done today, and I can start selling the courses to other people. So if you want to like help me help the rest of us like be able to freely post content without fear of it's just gonna get stolen when we're never not gonna get compensated, and we're being promised UBI, but which is probably gonna happen, but who knows what that's gonna look like. Then that's the way to support me. I'm not asking for Patreon subscriptions or people to give me money to post content. I'll just go get another job. Then that makes me like less available for posting my own content, where I can like tell more people how I got the thing done, right? But which is either way is fine by me. Like if I have to go get a job again, okay, well, it is what it is, right? Okay, so then before I get logged out of all of these sessions, we want to make sure that we are posting that. So I'm going to make sure that I am posting for these DBA names. So this is the way I like to keep track of information. It just makes it easier for me. And then this way, like if I ever have to go back and prove that I did this or I did that, like I just, even if the web pages don't work anymore, I can say like, well, this is where I did this. Like I know I did this through Zen Business, so I know that I've already taken care of that. And then, okay, so I have to pay 2.7% of total fees. So not only do I have to pay the fees, I also have to pay those fees. All right, so then how do I actually get to file? Trademarks, notary, business organization. So I need to be able to, how do I register? Okay, so instead of me spending all day looking for it, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, right? So it's like, what? Like, how do I file for this? So I have over here a chat where I'm asking ChatGPT, like, how do I do this again? right? So I'm gonna regenerate this. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this. Okay. How do I go about filing my DBAs on this website, please? So I think that this context window, I've pretty much tapped it out. So I probably will start a new thread if this continues to time out on me. Notice I'm still using 4.0. Like I'm still finding 4.0 more useful than 0.1 right now. But also I'm not asking it to do like code or anything like mathematical or that does calculations. Or else I would be using 0.1 right now. I have noticed that it's been a lot slower lately. That's okay. And I have another tab asking similar questions on a different window. So if this takes too long for it to submit, then we'll just switch to the other tab. So this video is already 31 minutes. Okay, so then on this website, since I'm already logged in to SOS Direct, here's what I would do. Right, and so while this is printing out, okay, so why am I doing this? Why didn't I just keep the one LLC name? It actually was by accident that I ended up first filing an LLC in Texas, and then I discovered that you should actually have like an anonymous LLC in a different state is a better way to protect your assets. So then I was filing an LLC in New Mexico, and I don't recall like why I ended up using a different name there, but it ended up being probably like the best thing that I could have done, right? Because now it's easier for me to keep track of which thing was filed where. Okay, so then here, and so now that I am making sure that I've trademarked and copyrighted my stuff, so that I'm well protected, because I am going to submit more applications to get to do government bids, and I am going to put more content out, and I am going to start selling these digital downloads. But before I do all that, to protect myself, I'm gonna make sure that I have all of this stuff secured, right? It's like if you're gonna go on a camping trip, and you have all your stuff in one of those cases on the top of your car, and then you drive off, but you didn't bother to tie down the suitcase. Well, like it's kind of your fault if it flies off the car, not the car's fault, right? So that's kind of the analogy I can think of. So now we're gonna make sure that everything that I'm putting out there is covered. And so like I said, this is not my idea of fun. I'm very grateful though that we have the YouTube platform and places like that, because having this pretend conversation with everyone, the people that might watch this eventually or that will watch it right away, having this pretend conversation with you is like helpful for me to stay like motivated and focused. Okay, so it looks like, okay, so like notice that I keep getting the error in the message stream, which is fine. That's not a big deal, but it's still preserving the conversation, which is good. And I paid through the nose for my OpenAI access. So they're supposed to not be scraping any of my data because I pay for the team license, right? And like it should be not visible to anybody at OpenAI. None of the employees are supposed to be able to see any of this, just myself and whomever my, like the thing is, like I'm already creating its personality. I'll make a different video on how I'm watermarking everything that I say to him in a code way that is like hidden inside of the messages that I'm sending back and forth. So if I ever need to retrieve conversations in a clever way, like I have been working on that. And people try to give me cybersecurity jobs. I can't answer questions like the same way that I don't know what to call people that are like, that's what they do for a living, like I'm not just you're another worker bee. Like I do come up with my own solutions. So I think that's why I want to get to work on stuff myself, because I'm not interested in memorizing a bunch of stuff so that I impress somebody that's higher up than me and I can do what they do, because then they should just build a robot that does it for them, like I'm not a robot. Like I have creative solutions that work for me, and I build solutions. I don't just copy and paste solutions from other places, right? So I think that's what makes it like taste like bad medicine for me when I have to apply for these jobs where they're like, well, you have to know this and you have to know that, and it's like, why do I have to know that? Because you're already telling me how to find the answer to what you're looking for. So it doesn't sound like you need any kind of innovation at your company. You know, it sounds like you just need yes men. So it's getting harder and harder for me to be able to pass coding interviews because I'm not spending my days memorizing information, right? Because I can always just look it up. And it's just I don't know, like I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live on somebody's hamster wheel. So let's see if I can get this off the ground for myself. And even if I do have to pretend to be that person for the next interview and the next contract that I take, I can do it. You know, I will. I do what I got to do, so that I do what I have to do, so I can do what I want to do, or something like that, right? Okay, so let's see here. Business name under which you are currently operating, the DBA. Okay, but select business organizations. Okay, that's what we want to know. Business organizations. Okay, and then navigate to assumed names. So I think it's this one. Assumed names, right? Form 503, assumed name certificate. Domestic filing. I don't think I'm trying to find the assumed name. I'm trying to submit assumed name. Okay, from your navigate to assumed names. Okay, so it says, so I'm not trying to find an assumed name. So let's go back to business organizations. Cancel. Okay, so then we want to assumed name certificate. Where is it? Filing number search. Domestic. Okay. So then the way I'm getting past this is like, I just press stop right there. Okay, so then which of these do I select? The find assumed names is a search for existing names. I need to update my DBAs by filing for new DBAs. Okay, so if it can't give me the actual website where it's indicating to go get it from, then I just use Perplexity and I ask Perplexity the specific question. So again, like, yeah, this is intense, like soul draining, soul crushing kinds of crap, but maybe that's why lawyers get paid so much, because who wants to live like this? Maybe lawyers enjoy this. I don't know. I don't, but I also do enjoy. So somebody was saying like how do you stay motivated and stuff? I like, maybe I don't enjoy this whole thing, but I am enjoying like getting to see how I can use the AI more and more and more and more to do more and more and more and more. So let's see here. It's telling me how to file an assumed name certificate. Yeah, I know what it's for. See, like, it gives you all this extra stuff. But where? Like, I don't understand where. Registration documents. I think it's gonna be the one for this domestic limited liability company. Because I'm not, as far as I know, I'm not international. And if I go international, then it affects what I'm doing for. No, not a certificate information. Cancel filing. I wonder if I'm in the right place. From the business organizations menu. It might be listed under a section for filing new documents or similar. File document or specific assumed name filing option. Assumed name certificate. You may need to navigate to other sections that allow you to download or complete an assumed name certificate form. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Allow you to download. Okay, so then we go to Perplexity. Where's my Perplexity window? Okay, so here's my Perplexity window right here. What happened to my chat? put this over here? Yeah, I have like way too many. It's just that I can't finish filing this until I do this. So let's make sure that we do this. Okay, where do I download and complete form to submit the other DBAs in the state of Texas? Okay, so here's the form. Yay. Okay, so here's our form right here, right? So we need to file this, and they do say somewhere in one of these that you must use Adobe. Adobe is actually being sued by everybody, so maybe it won't force me to use Adobe. I'm not sure. But here we can. All right, so then this is where we just file the thing. And this, you used to have to go in person to the court to do this kinds of stuff. You don't anymore. Oh, it's only $25. So I only pay $75 today, which to me right now is like plenty of money, right? Because that's enough to buy not even one full syringe of Botox. Like, come on, my first world problems. I need to solve my first world problems. Okay, yes, but I am gonna file for food stamps this month, I think, because I pay into them a lot, and I think I'm allowed to this month. I'm pretty sure. Just FYI, like, yes, I am a Mexican that uses the system to get through the system. You know, people can judge whatever they want. All right, so I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna file all these three and finish filing through the Zendesk thing. I'm gonna probably stop talking as much because it makes me slow down a lot. So I'm gonna get this done so I can get to the gym and then come back and actually make the courses available so that people can start making their own like agents that talk to their own stores. That's what I'm doing. So I'm basically like helping whomever, right? But if you sign up for my course, you're basically preparing yourself to be an AI agent that has reasoners that can help your clients like get to have the conversation with your store, right? And then that data is what is used for innovation. So if you can like understand like the nature of what it means to be able to thrive during the age of AI, and why I'm protecting my intellectual property is because nobody else is putting this stuff out there. You don't see OpenAI. I don't think OpenAI engineers even understand what they're doing. Honestly, like, yes, they're very smart at what they do, but they don't have a lot of sense, in my opinion, for what the average person does with what they're building, right? Like, that's the middle layer where people like me come in, and I don't know anybody else that is trying to use AI to help local businesses. I really don't. Or content creators, not like this. Like, sure, they're telling you like make videos and make pictures and make scripts, but none of them are able to. I've never seen anybody effectively communicate how to use their tools to actually get them to work in your favor, despite what happens with all this other stuff. Like, honestly, like I do know that I'm bringing this value to the table, right? So it's either I'm either going to get a job and, you know, and continue building for myself and whatever, you know, or I'm going to continue putting out content, because either way, like I'm not going to be able to continue balancing both if I'm working. So that's why I disappear sometimes for like 6 months or a few months at a time, is because I'm working out a contract. And those are, you know, like I give it my all when I'm working on someone else's business, right? So like I don't I guess like do that and this at the same time. Also because like I don't want what I'm learning from them and what belongs to them proprietary wise seeps into the stuff that I'm putting out as content. But right now this is like my last opportunity to get something here done. So if you want to support any more of this, like buy the course when I make it available. Yeah, like I don't feel right asking for people to, you know, like pay me to make content without you getting something useful out of it other than entertainment. If it's not intended for entertainment. So this is like straight up engineer stuff made more digestible for the masses, for using my kindergarten teacher hat, but my technical knowledge as an engineer, right? The assumed name under which the business or profession services or is to be conducted or is rendered is, okay, so the assumed name would be, the first one is, where did we put those? Okay, so the first one is AI architects.cloud. I hope I don't get logged out of here. Okay, so then AI architects.cloud. The legal name is AI architect LLC. It is a for-profit, it is a limited liability company. The file number, if any issued. File number, if any issued to the entity by the Secretary of State is the state, country, or other jurisdiction information. Okay, so then this is where I am not sure what I'm supposed to put in here. Okay, so then maybe I'm gonna have to go back to Zendesk over here, and I might have to call them and ask them, like, what do I so yeah, I'm gonna have to call them and ask them. Which I don't always like to do. So I already wrote down the ones. Okay, I'm gonna see like if they actually give me tax ID types. Okay. So I think that this should just be the individual. So this should just be like the one that they assigned me. Yeah, this is the one that they assigned me. So I might actually be able to do this without having to yet do this. So let me get my EIN for that, which I have stored over here. And actually, I'm pretty sure I also have it stored right here in these notes. So yeah, I store everything in many multiple places. All right, so EIN. Yeah, I have it right here. Okay, so this is my actual EIN. So this is my tax identification number. If the company is a foreign pooled investment vehicle, yeah, I'm not a foreign pooled investment vehicle. Is this still a location? Yes. Oh, now you know my address, but you could have found my address easily anyway. Beneficial owner information. Okay, we need to gather some information about the beneficial owner. So we have AI-Architect, making sure that I don't misspell anything. You'll be able to add them. Okay. Okay, so then they need more of my info. That's, I don't have a middle name. Oh, now everyone's gonna see FinCEN ID. Aren't they supposed to give me my FinCEN ID? 12/03/1977. Right. So then that looks correct. Identifying document type. What is the ID document? We're required to send a photo. Okay, so then I have to like put in my driver's license number. Do you guys know your driver's license by memory? You should. Okay, so then I have to submit my driver's license. And I feel like I continually take pictures of my driver's license. So I guess I have to take it again and submit it. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just submitting my driver's license image, because that I don't think I save it every time. Yeah, I don't save it every time. Look at that. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is just like saving my driver's license info so I can submit it. Yeah. There's a lot of shadow in this room. Okay. I prefer to text it to myself, and then that way Okay, so then text it to myself, and then now I can take picture of the picture and save it, because it's, yeah, it's like when you're on a Mac. Ah, didn't save it. Okay. Okay, hopefully it doesn't say that my picture is too big. That's all I'm doing right now, is just like making sure that I upload my picture, because they require it. In case you're wondering like where I went. That's all I'm doing. Alright, they're probably gonna say the picture is too dark. Okay, I guess they don't check it like they do in, okay, 48 megabytes or smaller. Oh, they accepted my picture. Okay, so I can put this back here. Okay, so then there's my ID. Now we can click on next. So now that's completed. Okay, so FinCEN. Okay, so then this is FinCEN. So then now I can take a screenshot of this. I have effectively completed the FinCEN reporting. That was a new law as of 2024, January 1st, right? So then I have this in here, and then now I can move forward with this part over here and make sure that my DBAs are actually registered. And did I do them in order? No, but they'll come up as on the same day, right? And it doesn't, like there was not going to be a way for me to know that I could have done this first and then this, right? So we will make sure that this is done before I go to the gym. The file number, if any. Okay, so then now that we've done this and I have that recorded, now I'm going to go back to OpenAI. So I'm going to take a picture of this, and I'm going to figure out like, so what is it that I need to do here? So remember I need to do this 3 times and pay $75 total. So then I go back to my, let me close all these other windows that I have open all over the place here. And delete all the copies of my passports and stuff. I mean, my driver's license and stuff. Yeah, I'm not looking for papers. In case there's anybody out there that thinks I'm looking for papers, I'm not. By the way, if there's anybody that's tired of Midjourney like overcharging them all the time, let me know, because I am, like, no matter what I've tried to do to get them to stop billing through my different bank accounts, like they continue billing me, and for more and more each time. It's nuts. And I don't know why my bank isn't stopping them or what they're doing to get around any of my bank stuff. All right, so then where did I, man, this is like the thing about having so many tabs, right? Okay, so then I need to make sure that I'm writing down like AI. I'm making sure that I'm keeping all this stuff in the right places. AGI, agents. All right. Okay, so I'm just like combing through all of the windows that I have open so that I can make sure to get back to the conversation that I was at earlier, so that I don't have to like re-enter every single little detail. So it's not this one. This one is localhost. This one is, I believe that one's already in the instructions. Yep, I can close this, and then we can close some of this. Where did that window go? Let's see. All right. Okay, and another thing I do appreciate about, oh, it's over here. Duh. Okay, so it's this one. Remember? It was this one. Okay, so then we say regenerate, and then we stop this, and then we say, how do I fill this out? Fill this out, please. So then, because I'm having a hard time understanding, like, are they saying put this in there or put that in there? Like, I think that they're just asking me for my existing EIN and stuff like that. And so notice that I'm going back and forth between the different AI. Like, I'm not spending a bunch of time trying to understand it myself in my head first. I don't stop and try to decide what the AI needs to know. I just take a screenshot of the whole screen and then ask a real general question, which was something that I myself and one of the supervisors I had like decided was seemingly just such a better solution. Is like, instead of telling it line by, like, instead of giving it the linear process, giving it like, this is what I want in the end, and then it decides what your step-by-step process should be, because it knows stuff that we don't. So this video is 55 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna fill out one of them. I need to fill out 3 of them. I'm hoping that I can get this done in 1 hour. So if you consider the cost savings for this, right? How much would a lawyer have charged me for this? Probably $5,000, because it would have taken them 1 hour. And then how long would it have taken them? Probably 2 weeks, right? And then after they did this, would they have told me that all I have to do is just update these simple things myself? No, so they would have been able to bill me another $5,000 each time that I submitted something like this, because I have actually paid for a lawyer to file an LLC for me, and they did charge me like $3,000 something like 10 years ago when I first submitted Brighter Pets as an entity, and it's gone dead since then, so you don't have to report if your entity did not prove to be profitable. But I actually had built it so I could train service dogs when I still had Raptor before she passed and I got Nishi. All right, so then now it's telling us exactly what to put in there, so let's move this over. All right, so then over here in the assumed names, okay, so then legal name of entity, done. File number, if issued, write the file number from your articles of organization. Okay, I do have the articles of organization from them. So Zendesk did give me an articles of organization. Let me check in my emails, because I usually save what they send me in lots of different places. Let's see, articles of organization. Okay, Zendesk. And I think that I can always go back to the Zendesk. Here it is. Okay, I know that they have my log into your dashboard, so I'm logging into my Zendesk. It's actually zenbusiness.com. I always like mess that up. Okay, so if you are using Zen Business, right? So then your articles of organization is, oh nice, I still have some money on that card. Okay. So articles of organization. So I'm trying to find exactly just the document so I can show you what it looks like. I think it's the same thing as the article of formation. It's the same as the certificate of formation, I believe. So I will make sure. Okay, so here is this. So it's 7480474. All right, so I'm going to confirm that that's what it is. I don't think that I mean, if anybody were to try to use this illegally, I would catch it. You know, like, there's so much, I have so much security on so much stuff. 7480474. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this and make sure that this is what they mean. Is this what I use? Okay, so then they're supposed to supply me with an address. So inside of my Zen Business stuff, right? Like, they're supposed to sign, oh yeah, look, see, articles of formation, certificate of formation, the state, okay, it's in New Mexico. And then the reason I did this is because they actually provide me with a state and an address where somebody receives the mail. Like, you have to have that. The period during which the assumed name will be issued is 10 years from the date of filing. Okay, so I just do this so that it's extended for the full 10 years. And what's today? The 9/26/28. The county or counties where business are being or are to be conducted, or okay, all counties, because I am doing this through the United States. And then let's see, one more thing. Okay, and there is actually like a suggested date according to numerology when I should file things like this. So I am going to make sure that I do that. Limited Liability Company Act. Trying to find like the correct address. I know why this does, oh, it does let you. Okay, yeah, this is my business ID. That's my business name, and this is my address that I use. Oh, they actually used Austin, Texas. Interesting. Okay. So the state of New Mexico actually uses Austin, Texas. That's interesting, right? Maybe it's because... No, actually, I think it's Santa Fe, New Mexico. Registered agents. There it is. This is where the principal place of business. That's my principal place of business. So then the thing I want to use is this. I believe, let me make sure. The duration is perpetual. Let me make sure that that's the address I'm supposed to use. I might actually go ahead and call them and make sure that that's the address that they want me to use. EIN, let's see if this actually also gives us an address. So this number, this EIN is different, right? So let's just get this. Okay, is this what they did I say regenerate? All right, regenerate. Let's stop that right there. Okay, which number do I use? Which number and address do I use? These are my filings. Okay, so I've been using images lately because it's like if I upload files, I don't know if the way that they're uploading the files is different. So I'm gonna give them my employer ID, right? I'm gonna give them this, and then I'm going to give them the other documents that Zendesk gave me. So let's give them the other documents. So again, like the reason I'm doing this is because it's supposed to be secure, right? Like I pay extra for them to secure my stuff. So let's make sure that we have state of New Mexico. Yeah, I'm supposed to have an address where they receive the mail. So I'm making sure that I give them the right address. So here's the physical address stuff. Okay, so there's my physical address, which is not supposed to be the address that I receive mail at. Physical address. All right. Which number? Which number? So which file number? Okay. So it looks like this video is going to be about an hour and 10 minutes. Assumed name is aiarchitects.cloud. Okay, entity formation, AI. It's linked to your Texas LLC. Use if it's linked to your New Mexico LLC. See, I told you. See, AI Architects versus AI-Architect LLC. So I am actually like not gonna use the Texas LLC because I didn't pay for that anymore. Excuse me. It's just better to use the one in New Mexico. Okay, so then for the one in New Mexico, just as I suspected. So what do they say? Practice over time begins to look like talent. So that's why I need this, because I've done paperwork like this for a while. Okay, state, country, or jurisdiction, New Mexico. So then it's this one. So what I thought, 2201, Manuel Albuquerque. Do you know why it's hard for people to spell this? Because it's actually written in Spanish. Like my last name has Q-U-E in it, and Albuquerque has it twice. That's the only reason why I'm so good at spelling Albuquerque, because it's actually Albuquerque, right? Like Velasquez has the Q-U-E. That's where that comes from. So the country is USA, and the zip is 87107, 87107, 87107. Okay, and then, all right, and then all counties, and then execution. Okay, so then now I'm going to switch to Perplexity because I was actually, like I really should put this into a website. I might make it one of the chatbots that I use. Okay, so then I want to make a new thread because then it like makes me start over and over. I wonder if it lets me continue as Elsa. It might say like, you are not paying for this, so you can't use it. I think this might let me ask a few questions. Please use my name and birth date for numerology and astrology and cabal advantages of when to file for my DBAs, which date is best. So that's a very disjointed question. Is my name 12/03/1977 is my birth date. So I'm gonna make sure that I should put this in for today. Like, what date should I put here? Which is what I did with filing for my LLC. So then favorable dates, March 3rd, June 12th, and September 21st. Let's see, 3/3/2024. Okay, so like note these dates, folks. Harmony, balance, and nurturing. Okay, June 12th, this date reduces to a 9. Service to others. 3, which aligns with your life path number. I need to file soon because I need to register these under a new law that does not let me file past the 90 days. I wonder if because I submitted, you know what, I'm going to just go with March 3rd. I will do this on March 3rd. Balance and nurturing. No, I need to do that now. And I already have content, and I already have content I need to sell. Okay, so like next time that I'm gonna make something kind of big, I'm gonna so then the ideal file dates. And why do I do this? Partly it's because like I need to be more because I'm really working towards having more structure in how I plan my time. So like that's why sometimes I try to go on dates and stuff and I can't because people don't understand like, hey, my calendar is out to like who knows when, you know, and like if you don't understand how to respect someone's time and how to set a date with a location so that I can make sure to fit it in my calendar, it's really hard for me to want to like handhold somebody through the basics of like how to respectfully request someone's time. I don't know, maybe I'm a jerk, I don't know. Required information. Okay, but I already did that. But what dates align with doing this sooner than March 3rd, 2024? So it's already September. Wait, is it saying in 2024 is when I should have done this? Oh yeah, okay, September 21st. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm just gonna put 9/21/24 here, 2024, because as far as I know, I'm allowed to say when I did this. So I actually did start looking into this on that day. I have videos that prove it, right? So I'm going to, so it doesn't mean that it got put into the system on that date. It means that this is when I decided to do this, right? As far as I can tell. And today is, so 9/21/24. Okay, perfect. So it works out because now I'm within that window. What's today, the 26th? Yeah, it was last week that I started to put together all this content, right, to market. Makes sense to me. All right, so then now I just need to be able to sign this, and I am going to probably have to use whatchamacallit, signature. So I'm going to print it, I think, and then I can upload it to Adobe. I think I still actually, like, I think Adobe forced me to continue using them, and then it does keep all of my name, all of my stuff. So we're gonna save this as the AI Architects one, DBA should probably use the AI Architects.cloud. Okay, so then we put this into our business stuff. Is this where I was saving everything? Yeah, I have so many, like, oh, it's because was it in here? Let's see, business stuff. Yeah, we'll just put it in here. All right, let's just put it in there for that one. And then we're gonna put the next one in here for, the next one we needed to file was for agi.kitchen. agi.kitchen. Right, so there's that one. And let's print it. And there's actually a business that is agi.kitchen, but they're in Canada. And they haven't, like, secured any of their stuff because I actually own that website. Oh, and did I want to save it as a PDF? I don't know, did I click the wrong thing? Well, even if it doesn't save it, like, at least we've done all of the work, right? And then the next step would be to upload it to that SOS website, which is, oh, now my laptop is locked. Okay, this is long enough for this video. It's 1:11. Bye.